This is your time, okay? Just gonna make sure you can hear. So this is the yoga swing. I love these things. I will just tell you right now, I just spent 3 hours rigging everything up and it looks amazing and it's all been very well tested, but we all just want to get familiar, just like getting a relationship with the equipment. Because these are really high ceilings, I make these daisy chains for typically like 8 to 10 feet. So I extended some of them with climbing rope. So everything is really well tested, like I said, but we're going to just enter cautiously and have the most fun and play safely at the same time. So as you can see, the daisy chains hold 2 sets of carabiners, so 4 carabiners altogether. So we're all going to examine as I talk, so do the same thing I do. And then the first thing we're going to notice is that there's a big swing. It's not a sling, it's not a hammock, it's a swing. We'll just all use the same language, which is really helpful. So swing. So it spreads out. This is probably the first thing that you'll notice, which is kind of the secret sauce. And it's super stretchy, so go ahead and just give it a little bounce if you haven't already, and you'll notice it's kind of different than some other materials, and we want to get used to that when we're using it. It's made of a cotton spandex blend, and it's nice and thick, industrial strength sewing, so it will hold our weight. It holds up to a maximum of 500 pounds, although we're not going to test those limits and have 2 people per swing or anything crazy. And it's not Cirque du Soleil, although I love Cirque du Soleil myself. It is suspension yoga. So this is a therapeutics program, so anyone can do it at any level, and particularly for an intro like today, we want to get everyone feeling really comfortable and really safe to have the maximum amount of fun. So we're going to take things nice and slow. It's still going to be intense. You know, it's an intense workout on the body. But like our mantra is easy breezy. Right? We were doing our mantras earlier, so easy breezy. And then we'll notice that we have on a separate carabiner 2 leg loops. We'll be using these extensively. And then we have 2 handholds that are hanging from the top carabiners attached to the swing. Okay? So 1 swing, 2 handholds, 2 leg loops, 2 daisy chains, and now we're going to put it behind our back. Okay? So when we put it behind our back, I'm going to turn around so you can notice what I'm doing. So I use my forearms. I'm going to give excruciating detail at first, and then it'll get easier. And I'm going to put it right below the bra line, right behind the heart. And then when I sit down, I'm going to hook my arms so I kind of hold it in place. If it goes up too high, this is really uncomfortable for the underarms. So let's just see if we can get that hook. Yeah, so we're going to learn the anchors and the hooks today with the swings. So I'm going to sit straight down, bend my knees a lot, walk your feet to the front of the mat. There might need to be some adjustments with the circles. Like I said, I tested it, but it's always good to get it just right. You have to move it forward a little if you need. So most people are like this. That's not it. We're going to drop our hips. So drop your hips a lot. Everybody sink down, sink down, sink. So if you're pressing your hips up, you're not going to get the yumminess of the spine tractioning out of the lower back, and then the release of the sacrum, as well as space in between the vertebrae. This is really common when there's back pain or injury. So turn your pubic bone under. So you're almost like arching. Yeah, other way. No, it's like, what? That looks great. Yeah, so drop your pubic bone, roll it down, drop the tailbone, there it is. So now we're really holding on by our arms, which is unusual. You don't always hold our weight by our arms. Walk your feet forward a little bit more so you always have that nice right angle. You don't ever want to be like this. Okay, so walk your feet even more forward than you think, and then turn them out to about 45 degrees. And this is just our warm-up lap. You can walk your feet a little bit more forward, Deborah. I'm not that great with names, so I might just do my little finger. That looks great, everybody. So 45 degrees with the feet. So not 90 degrees, not straight ahead. A little bit, just turn it out comfortable so that way we can shift our hips from side to side. Drop your hips a little bit more. The other way. Other way. Down. Down. Down even more. Yeah. So we're deepening in the hip flexors. If you want to make sure that you're being honest, pick your feet up. Yes. And now, I know that's hard. And then put them down gently. That's where your hips should be. You feel the difference? So then you're completely hanging and getting this suspension. So I call these the upright positions. So upright because we're not upside down. And you're still getting the tractioning in the spine. without having to go into a full inversion. You will notice that it's intense on the underarms, so the first thing we do is figure out how do we accommodate that sensation. Everybody's looking pretty good. Can you sit all the way, Julia, so I can see if the swing is in the right position? If the swing is in a good position, your hips are level with your knees. But if you're doing this, I can't tell. Everybody's looking good. Yeah. All right. So to take pressure off the underarms, I'm going to be very mindful of everything around me. So chillaxing arms is one way that you could accommodate the space. So clasp the hands behind the head, flare the elbows out wide, straighten the legs. And now, et voila, there's no pressure on the underarms. Feels way better, right? Sweet relief, right? Big exhale. Okay, so in this position, I just call it a weeping willow. So you're just going to gently rock your hips from side to side and let your upper body be relaxed. Now you're in a supported back bend. Okay, just get a sense of that. So press straight back so you're on a diagonal. There you go. Heart up towards the sky, head is leaning back into your hands. So we're going to practice how to be engaged but relaxed in the swings. Now from here, let's go ahead and all bend the left knee together. So bend the left knee, bring your left elbow towards the left knee, but really gentle. It's more just a gesture. We're not going to come close to touching. And just let yourself kind of sway and pulse. Left knee bent, left elbow. We're just going to stay on that one side for right now. Right leg straight. Good. So we're going to see if we can synchronize swim as much as possible. Sometimes we'll have a little bumper car. When we do, we apologize to our neighbors in advance. So go ahead and push straight back. Neutralize the spine. We're just getting warmed up. So okay, bend the right knee. So this is why we like the 45 degrees with the foot. And then the right elbow is coming towards the knee. Just leaning back into it. Yeah. And pulse a little bit. Let the swing hold you. I call it swagger. So we're getting a little more swagger in the swing. Just going to let the pendulum happen. Now, every once in a while, you're going to look at me, but then check out the pose and then lean back, right? So that way your head is completely relaxed and your heart is initiating the opening. So in this pose, we're really getting your back bend from the upper thoracic spine. You'll probably notice that the swing is doing some really nice roughing work behind the shoulder blades, into the rhomboids, and it's really massaging out all that stickiness and tension behind the heart. Okay, push back to center, neutralize the spine. Inhale, open the arms wide. And then exhale, come into a forearm press again. I'm going to show you the forearm press often. So with my hips not moving at all. Sink down. I know. Do you have lower back pain?
No, it's...
Yeah, it's all right. The swing is like honestly serum. I call it. It just shows me everything. It's like shoulder up, hips twisted, this, that, like, So engage but relax is something we don't ever do in any other sort of movement. It's either like completely let go or contract it. So the swing is really teaching us how to engage the parts of the body that we're using and isolate the ones we're not, so those can really lengthen. Okay, so we're not going to stay here forever. Just so you know, we're going to give the underarms a break. If you wear like a little shirt, that's sometimes helpful. Amy, why don't you go ahead and bring your swing up one that's stretching out a little too much. Go ahead and use the chair. Everybody else is looking good. Okie dokie. So let's just try wiggling the toes together. Heel toe, straight legs. Inhale, reach the arms up and back. You can come into the fullest expression with straight arms, or if you like. Chillaxing arms is what we call it. Go ahead and clasp the hands, flare out the elbows, and give yourself another sway from side to side. We're not going to stay here for 30 seconds again. We're just going to stay here for 2 breaths. See if you can enjoy that movement, that harmonic motion, that pendulum swing. Really nice, guys. So supported back bends and inversions is how I mostly use the swing, but we're going to really focus on hip opening and shoulder opening today, and just getting a sampler of how we can use it. Looking good. Inhale, open up the arms wide, come to neutral. Exhale, forearm press. Let's come into a little bit of a lunge here, so I'm just going to pendulum swing forward and back. Get used to that hook here. Yeah, that looks good. Does that feel good? All right, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right knee and we're going to shoot it back. We're going to bend the left knee forward. Now, I have a little knee injury. Anybody else have injuries that they want to tell me about? Knee. Okay, good.
Right replacements.
Okay.
Right down swing.
Thank you. Yeah, and just remind me when we're in a pose, but just notice with the swing here, because this is another reason why I stopped doing yoga on the floor, is my knees were like, get off of me. I've had it after about 20 years. So just notice you can really press into the swing and get a big arched back bend and have no pressure on the joints. Okay? So let's just keep the talking. So lucid. Let's just keep the talking.
So it's 2 hip replacements. So
Yeah.
I can't slide it.
Yeah. Just,
Okay.
yeah. I'll be happy to have the conversation, otherwise it's distracting for me.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so we're going to press up. We're going to lean back. And we're going to feel the stretch to the front of the body. Okay, if the head ever needs support, go ahead and use your hands to support the neck. So no contraction or pain anywhere in the body. Beautiful. And now go ahead and push back, straight legs. Bring the right foot forward. Inhale, left knee up, and then go ahead and shoot it back behind you. I keep my toes tucked under, but go ahead and do some variation with that and see how it feels. I come forward, I wiggle my front toes forward, wiggle forward, so we keep that nice right angle. And then I press. So I can press so much that I lift the knee up. So what we're working on here is the back bend, as well as opening up the quad and the psoas on the left side. You guys feel that? Awesome. Inhaling up. Exhaling, just drop the knee a little bit more, stretch the belly. Inhaling, press. Exhaling, drop in. See if you can get just a little bit of an undulation in the pulse here. So Amy, I need you to just slide over to the left a little bit more with the front leg so you're right in the center. That's better. Does that feel better? Kind of pulling a little to the center. Beautiful. Okay, inhaling up one last time. Exhale, come on down. Press back. We're going to straighten both legs. What we're going to do, even though it's intense on the underarms, is just wiggle. Wiggle the hips a little from side to side. Straight legs. Flex the toes back if you like. Yeah, see how my feet are towards the front of the mat so you don't have as much of the swing, so go ahead and walk them forward. Let's try a twist. Inhale, press the hips up towards the sky, bend the left knee. So use the forearm press, that looks great. Turn onto the outer edge of the right. Go ahead and step up by the hip. So this is the foot, this is the knee. Yeah, that's the hip. It's a much bigger twist. Use your arms to press in, and then you can look over the left shoulder. This is going to be our last one, and then we're going to switch it up. The arms will get used to it. I know it's a lot. And then go as deep as it feels good today. So you can twist a little bit more to go deeper, or you can drop the hips straight down to get a big oblique stretch. You guys feel that? Pretty amazing. Just see if you can take one more deep breath into it. Relax on the way down. Inhale, pull the knee up. Go ahead, straighten out. Drop the hips and wiggle. Wiggle it out. So this is neutralizing the spine. Come to the center, take a breath. Inhale, press the hips up towards the sky. Pull the right foot up, pardon me. Roll into the outer edge of the left foot, and then step high. So the foot can be down towards one another, it can be towards the knee, or go ahead and step all the way up. So notice the right angles. So right angle here, and then right angle here. Beautiful, guys. And then if you look over your right shoulder, you're going to wring out the spine. You can look towards the bent knee. That's a different stretch. To see if you can have your gaze in the opposite direction. Drop the hips a lot to get into the obliques. Beautiful. Inhale, just pulse a little bit, come on out. Exhale, drop the hips just a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Beautiful. Okay, this time we inhale, bring the leg back up. Straighten it out. Okay, release the arms out to the sides for angel wings. You can do a little jazz hands with the arms and just shake it out. If you want, come to a bigger expression, arms overhead. Or third option, is relax in arms. Just take 2 more breaths here on the back bend. All right, this is our last pose. We're going to inhale, our arms wide. Go ahead and hold on to the swing. We're going to just walk it back. Walk it back. Come on, tension on the swing. There you go. Yeah, so even though it's a lot of getting used to, because this part of the body is like, what the F is happening, it definitely gets easier. And then we're also going to try bending into hip flexors now, so we'll switch. So we give that part of the body a break, and then we'll move to the other major hub of the body that holds a lot of tension. So what I love about the swing is that it gets into the shoulders and the hips, the two major hubs of the body, both for lymphatic system and nervous system. It gets really stuck for everybody. And then it's going to massage that part of the body as well as put pressure, which starts to stretch out the connective tissue and where tension collects. Okay, so I'm going to go this way, okay, to show you guys. Let me show you where the swing goes first. But then when I go upside down, I'm going to be going in the same direction as you. So with my arms straight, go ahead and try it with me. Step behind, with my arms straight. I'm going to bring the swing all the way down to where my leg inserts into the pelvis. So not the belly, not the bladder, but all the way down to the bottom of the hips. That's it. I can always bring the swing down if anybody needs, but it should be just right. The swing is made for every body type. So if your arms extend, it matches right where your leg bends. Okay? Cool. So we're going to try it. So the swing is going to stretch. We're going to put it right at the hip flexors and then lean forward. So keep the feet on the floor. Okay, lean forward. Yeah. So if you move the swing down, just move the leg loops down so it all stays down. Okay, so we're just in a, we're just in a basic forward fold. And coming down with the swing is 100% okay. We have lots of ways to adjust it to make it more comfortable, particularly when we're first starting out. I'm going to bring these down for you too, just in case. All right, let's try it again. So feet on the floor. Go ahead and lean into it. So drop your elbows, go ahead and hang. So keep your feet on the floor. And then just drop, just make it down. So your toes, the balls of the feet can be touching. That looks great. Does that feel good? Does it feel like it's in a good spot? Really good. So we want to walk the feet back. And then we want to lean forward. Yeah. So we're really retraining the body on how to do a really deep back bend where we're holding the hip flexors instead of the waist, so walk the feet back. Yeah. Bend the elbows. Just the balls of the feet. Yeah, so we're draping the upper body down, bending at the hip flexors. Do you want to come down a little? No. Oh, you grab the balls of the feet. You can be on the legs a little bit better, especially on your stomach. That's good. Your pressure. Bring it down one and try it again. Nice. So we're bending the elbows into a forward fold and we're hanging. There we go. So from the top of the hip all the way to the crown of the head is actually the same length as the legs when we get used to bending in the hip flexors. This is the pose, okay? So we're going to have the swing a little bit forward on the diagonal. We don't normally lean so much forward, so you can walk your feet a little bit more forward. So we're not quite in down dog yet. We're doing a forward fold, and then go ahead and bend the elbows. There you go. Drop onto the floor. Yes. See how close your head is to the floor now? That's awesome. So now we're getting the bend in the hip flexors. Okay, and you'll also notice that the intensities of the hip flexors now and the underarms are relieved. So we're going to switch back and forth. So it is a lot at first. Okay, so now that everybody has the balls of the feet on the ground, and we're leaning forward, you can release your arms. You're going to clasp your elbows and hang. Okay, keep your feet grounded, hook the elbows, and just hang. See if you can get a gentle rocking from side to side. Okay, so Amy, follow along so they can see you, okay? So feet are going to be hip distance, not wider. There you go. So let your weight be on the balls of the feet, lean forward, so your heels are up. So if it feels good, you're in the right place. If you need an adjustment, that's fine too. So I'm just going to come back to you. You're going to do my visual, so I need you to walk. So just balls of the feet on the floor. You can walk yourself forward and hang a little bit more. You're so close to the ground, that's okay. Amy's working low. Amy's a little Okay, guys. So we're leaning forward. You guys get it now? It's just a little different than a normal forward fold because we're retraining the body how to bend deeper into the hip flexor. Thanks, guys. Okay, so from here, if you want to go deeper, you're going to grab for your ankles. Keep letting your weight drop forward and drink down. You can pull if you want to go deeper. If you're going to pull, you're going to bring your heart towards your knees, and your head is going to stay in line with your body. Take a nice deep breath here. So, Mary, let's have your heart go towards your knees and arch and open so your head stays in line with your body. Yeah, there you go. Really nice. Good job, guys. So just learning how to sink into it. So yeah, if your swing came down one, you're just going to be really close to the ground. You can release the ankles. Go ahead and walk yourself into a down dog. So in the down dog, we're in a V shape. Our hands are forward. And then we're going to lift our sit bones, keep the balls of the feet grounded, pull your heels down so you're energetically stretching through the calves and the hamstrings. Your heels are not actually going to touch if you're draping your weight forward. Does that make sense? Everybody feel good about it? So we're going to create a little happy dog action. So in our happy dog, we're going to wag our tail. So just see what that looks like for you, how to just sway a little bit from side to side. Wag your tail. So our hands are really engaged, so we're spreading the fingers wide, we're pressing down strongly, like our life depended on it. But if you want to let your dog fly, you'll notice that you don't have any weight in your arms. You can bring your arms out to the side. So just try it. There you go. Our first flying pose. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and return your arms back to our down dog. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky, arch and open. Exhale, pull the knee to nose. Good, inhale, lift, look up, arch and open. I call this cat's meow. Exhale, pull the knee to the nose. So it's a down dog and a cat-cow got together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go ahead and squeeze, use your core. Straight arms the whole time. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, pull it in. One more time, inhale, lift. So stay up here. Go ahead and bend the knee. So there's the inside of the swing, and then there's the outside of the swing. So your foot is going to hook outside in. See if you can get your toes to hook around. There you go. If you keep the body nice and long, it's really much easier to hook. I'm going to go ahead and walk around and help you guys. You are so flexible. So go ahead and extend the arm. Bend the knee. There you go. Awesome. So we just need you to hook on the other side left. So outside in. Outside. Yeah. And then, so you pull your foot down towards your glute. So we keep the knee nice and low. So foot stays in tight for this one. This is a one-legged dog. All right. So you can hook both feet, but can you try the outside in?
No.
So take this one off. Outside in. Yeah. Now, if you do inside out, you actually are not hooked in, which means you could slide right out. We're not going to do anything crazy, but we want to learn all the hooks and the anchors in the simple poses. That way, when we do a flip or something, we didn't lose the actual anchor point. Okay, good. Yeah.
Any suggestions for tying feet to get the hook solid?
It doesn't have to be solid at all. You could just even bend your knee. Yeah, as we continue to grow in our practice, I'll just show you guys where we go from here. So right now we're stretching the right hamstring. Okay, we're going deep into the right side. So it's a one-legged dog. Now if we wanted to move towards standing splits, you straighten the left leg up towards the sky and walk your right foot in a little bit more. So now you're hooked. See, Deborah? So even if you have tiny little toes, it works pretty well. But when all right, everybody bring the foot back down, slide down towards your bum. Now when we're here, we're not really doing anything, so it's okay if it's just kind of stabilized. The other option, if anybody ever needs it, is just to use the leg loop. So we have all these variations. So for some reason, like if you had a knee injury or something, and it wasn't available to hook the swing, this is a one-legged down dog that's a working inversion. Okay, I work with lots of people with injuries, so if you tell me what you need, I'd be happy to make some sort of special arrangement with the down dog. So come on back down, both feet to the ground. Happy dog, your hip flexors are talking to you. Just a few more minutes here. You know it's intense. It does get easier with time once that tension releases. Just sway it out. We're just going to do a little bit more restorative today, so we're not going to get any more intense than what we're doing now. So let's go ahead and do the cat's meow on the other side. Inhale, right leg lifts, arch and open. So it's like the cow version of the cat-cow. And then exhale, go ahead and squeeze the nose. Inhale, lift. Nice and easy. Exhale, squeeze. Let the swing do most of the work. It's like a little pendulum back and forth. I'm pulling forward when I inhale and arch, and then when I exhale, I'm pressing back. So this swing is holding most of your weight and just keeping the shape. Arms are straight the whole time. 2 more at your own pace and in your own way. I call it aerial yoga play because I want to give you plenty of time to explore and experience the swing in whatever way works best for you. And then the last inhale, you're going to hold the leg up. Remember, outside in, bend the knee, hook the foot. Keep a nice long body, and then you can hook pretty easily. There you go. Karate, chop it up there. You got it. There you go. Other way, outside in. There you go. Thank you. Okay, keep the knee bent for now. Yep. You got it, Linda. You got it. Nice. There you go.
This is so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So, Linda, it's okay if you hook both feet. Just pull your feet down towards your bum so your knees are bent more. Yeah, there you go. All right, so one-legged down dog. The point is we're stretching the left hamstring here. So press your chest towards that standing leg a lot. Beautiful. Take some deep breaths into that hamstring. Awesome. If anybody wants to try it, stay here if you're happy, but go ahead and try the standing splits by straightening the right leg towards the sky, popping the left foot in a little bit. Keep the left foot grounded if you can. There you go. Big split. Splits are not that fun, even for the most flexible people, I have to tell you. So this makes splits totally doable. Really nice, guys. All right, then start to bend the knee. Let the foot find the floor. And so now we're going to do a bigger swagger. So the happy-go-lucky dog is going to do loop-to-loop, side to side. Just let yourself fly a little bit. Now, if you want to pull your feet up off the ground, you can fly a little bit more. If you can, Linda, have both feet closer to the ground. Just like a foot off the ground if you're floating. All right. Yeah, happy crazy dog, right? So we're all going to drop onto our forearms from here. And when we're on our forearms, our feet are floating, no higher than the hips, so 1 foot off the ground. Legs are straight out in front of you if you can. Okay? Get the lean forward and come onto your forearms. Good job, guys. Okay, so now just give it a little bit more swag from side to side. Beautiful. See how that feels? It's like a free myofascial session, I know. So only go little micro movements if it feels too much. And then go ahead and come through center and then just pulse a little bit up and down. So you can pull yourself forward slightly and then press back. So we're just massaging in a different direction now. Really good, guys. Awesome. Thank you for being the visual back there, Amy. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, pull it forward. We're going to come into a plank pose, floating plank. In our plank pose, our hands are flat, our shoulders are right over our wrists, our feet are no higher than the hips. So if you bring your feet too high, tears down a little bit, please. Thank you. If you bring your feet too high, you're going to lose the anchor. If this is too intense for anybody, you can now expand the swing a little bit. See if you want to stretch the swing out. Just use one hand at a time. Just get a little bit more surface area. All right? Give you a little bit of relief. You have to be floating to do it, Amy. Oh, Amy, there you go. Go ahead and float. You have to bring your legs up. Yeah. Let's try it. It's like it's an experiment. Let's just see if you can get it into a sweet spot. Okay, so from here, we're going to pull ourselves forward and back again. We're just coming into our floating plank. We're just playing. Not too much, just a little bit. We don't want to bump one another, so watch out for your neighbor's lovely head. All right, and then this is like what I call the frog leap, the frog sleep sequence. We're going to bend the left knee to left elbow, straighten, right knee to right elbow, straighten. can find a nice rhythm of pulling forward, letting yourself extend back. Nice. Straight arms if you can. Knee bends, arms stay straight. Good. And then if you want to try the full frog leap, do both knees, do both elbows. Try to hold it. Pop up into a crow. It's really hard to hold when you come forward, so then let yourself swing back again. Careful. All right, and then we're going to bend both knees. Go ahead and hook outside in, both feet down, and press back to an upside down dog. So we just turned our dog upside down. So legs extended, arms extended out in front of you, knees stay bent. Put your feet a little bit further down. There you go. Now bending the elbows is okay here. I call it more of a cobra, an upside down cobra. But if you can do straight legs, shoulder distance with the arms, that much shoulder distance, and come up. There you go. Perfect. Amy, are you okay? Yes. So if you want to go a little bit further, we're going to inhale and pull forward. Exhale and press back. So in the end, come on down into a child's pose if you need a break, okay? So come on out of the swing if the body's getting a little woozy. That happens. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, press back. If anybody needs to ever come down and ground, go ahead and take a little break. So inhale, pull forward, 5 more at your own pace, in your own time. Beautiful. So you guys are starting to float away, which totally happens. So your feet have to, so relax. So your feet have to pull down towards your bum. Yeah, if you keep rising towards the sky, we all want to float and fly, I understand, you will slide out of your anchor. Really nice. So straight arms if you can, that looks great. All right. Awesome. Everybody doing good? Having fun? All right. Last little playtime in this position. So you're still floating a little, Julia. I am. It's okay. There you go. It's all right. Just kind of, it's a natural tendency.
So should I push the front of my foot into the rope?
Well, it's not the foot. You just have to bend your knees towards the ground.
Oh,
not
like
towards each other. Not towards each other. The ground is down.
This is so
Just,
fun.
I mean, it's okay. Just keep
I mean, I like it though. It's been
Yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
I like it.
Whenever we're learning something new, we're using new pathways in our brain. Yeah, it's okay. That's why I'm here to guide. So we're going to play one more little game, which is practicing our balanced handstands, even for those that don't think that they can do it. You're going to walk your hands to the front of the mat. Your feet are hooked. Okay, keep your anchor. Let your knees be a little bit wider, Linda. There you go, relaxed. Not higher, wider. So pull your knees down towards the ground and then apart. Linda?
Hurts.
Okay, yeah, pull your knees. If anybody is having pain in the knees,
No, not these.
everywhere else, you can always release the swing with your feet and just squeeze your knees together and let your feet float. If anybody needs a little break from the hook, that is a nice option. Okay, so just hang out here. Et voila, you've landed in a headstand, right? If you want to try the handstand, keep your feet hooked. Make sure your legs are engaged, knees pulling down towards the earth, and we're just going to tuck. So my feet are engaged. I'm going to pull my energy in towards my navel, and I'm going to stack my hips over my shoulders. Now, most people don't do free standing handstands, right? Because they're hard. So this is a nice way to get the balance and the strength without falling over a bunch of times. So extend into an upside down dog. Take a little break. Nice job, guys. Doesn't that feel amazing?
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. Inhale, pull yourself forward. You have your shoulder over your wrists and tuck. Nice job, guys. Really good straight arms if you're going to try the handstand. Nice. All right, everyone press back to the upside down dog. Drop into the forearms. Create a little tripod with your hands. Clasp your fingers together. Let your head rest. And then if you want to try just releasing your feet, bend your knees down into your chest. Squeeze your knees together. Thank you, Amy. Look, Amy, if you're wondering what to do. That's a nice, easy way to stay in headstand. Nice transition, Julia. Pull your knees down towards the earth a little more. There you go. So sometimes I'll say pull your knees down towards the red mat, because we'll forget. We're upside downward. Like, wait a second. So we are really opening up new synapses, and it's a lot for the brain to handle. You guys look so beautiful. All right, go ahead and extend the legs down towards the red mat. Start to come back onto the palms, the hands, extend the arms, and then voila, we landed in a down dog. So that's a nice easy way to go from an inversion back into our forward folds. We're going to walk it forward. If you can, keep tension on the swing the whole time. So walk it forward, come through angel wings. I like the nose study, bless you. Very close. And then hold on to the swing. Come on out. Oh, beautiful, guys. Oh la la. Go ahead and give some love to your hips. That's a lot, huh? So let's talk about why this practice is so powerful. You know, you're like, oh. If anybody ever needs a break, like anything new, take a break. That's 100% okay. We're really stimulating the lymphatic system with the swing, especially with all the pressure and the holding and the movement. So the lymph here in the front of the hips and the lymph here gets really stagnant. So you might get a really fast detoxing, a little bit lower with the volume running. Thank you. Just for this next couple minutes. I don't think you heard me. Right? I'm all like, just a little lower.
Like, honestly, I would say it's the most intelligent. It's just intelligent.
Isn't it brilliant?
Yes,
it is. Thank you. Well, the ones that get it. The other ones are like, I don't know if this is for me. But you have to, even if you don't have the most amazing experience the first time, because you might be detoxing and the body is really releasing whatever buildup has been stuck in the system, I always encourage people to give it another try because it just gets better. It really does. But this is for me like that sensation of freedom. You know, I feel like, well, me in particular being a hummingbird, but like I was built to fly. And a lot of times, like gravity feels like it's pulling us down. And we start to use gravity to uplift us. So there's the law of lift as well as the law of gravity, the magnetic pull. And so we play with that in a new way. And gravity starts to open the body for us. Okay? So now we're going to, you guys are doing great. Now we're going to get down into the swing. We're going to bring it down a notch. And as if you feel woozy at any time, you can come and ground. Otherwise, we're going to get into the cocoon. Terry, you doing okay back there? Yay. All right. So it doesn't matter what height the swing is at. So I also call it aerial yoga play because it is this really nice interactive, intimate workshop where you can ask me questions, we can have a conversation. I totally welcome that. You know, sometimes in classes we get into this like structured like student-teacher, but this is like our retreat time, you know, so really feel free, like you can have a conversation with me or ask me. And if I do get distracted or if I'm like, oh, hold on, I'll address that at the end, I might just say that too, but I promise I'll get back to you on it. Okay, so the swing spreads out, right? We talked about that. You're going to grab the front lip. Now, not just the front edge, but a little handful. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to get that underneath my bum. I stand in front of it. I'm going to wiggle in, so come in front, and then I'm going to stretch it over to my knees. So usually we do cocooning at the end, but because it feels so awesome, really nice, Linda, I am going to ask you to take that one shoe off if you don't mind for the cocoon. You won't need it. It's anything sharp will puncture the sweatshirts, so no high heels or pocket knives, it would be fine. Like, no, seriously, it happens. We do lots of visible things that like, come on, guys, like with the full-on pocket knives and the whole gear. No rhinestone earrings, right? Okay, so Amy, you're going to get a handful, just the front edge. Go ahead and pull it down, and then lean back. Perfect. Smile for me just a little bit. Okay. Just a little back to the corner. Turn your front upside down.
It feels like the skin in the mother's womb, you know, when you're a baby. It just feels like
we're getting back into the moment.
Wow.
That's exactly it. So you can feel, you were asking me what's the difference, and I couldn't really articulate it. I was like, gosh, because there's a lot of different swings out there, and I've used a lot of different swings over the last 15 years. I just made these to really fit the needs of my body and also to work with the certain quantum energetics, sacred geometrics that I do. The whole swing system is based in sacred geometry, so it feels different on the body. It fits. It fits the body differently, and it's something, because I'm really into mathematics, I can't really describe to someone until they get it, like the Da Vinci guy, right? So it fits everybody. So kind of slow your swag a little right now. It's all right. I know it's fun. We just all want to be in Cirque du Soleil. So there's two kinds of people in the world, from my personal humble opinion. But when you were young, when you were a little girl, you either wanted to be a ballerina or you wanted to be in Cirque du Soleil, right? And so I don't get the ballerina thing myself. It's like the hard body boot camp, blah blah blah. We're play. We're like playgrounds, playtime, swinging, all that. So it's really easy to get gregarious in the swinging. We'll have lots of time the next couple days to really explore it. But today we're going to just bring it down a notch so we can really feel the restorative quality of it. So this is called cocooning, right? So this is the metamorphosis. And if the swinging starts to bother you, you come on down, but it might feel better to just kind of calm the system this way. You'll let me know if you need anything? Okay, if you're like, if I can talk, you can drink a glass of water too. So the first thing we want to do is get our head in the swing. So we stretch that up and lean back. We make sure that it's not, if it's underneath the neck, it's not that great. So Deborah, you can get a little bit more towards your knees. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to kick our feet up. Keep the knees bent, lift your hips slightly and stretch out. But the knees have to stay bent the whole time. It's not meant to straighten the legs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So go ahead and back up a little bit more there, Julia. You can do it. I know. Get creative. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to start over and get more material at your knees.
Just like life, yeah.
Yeah, just like life. Go ahead and, so this is butterfly wings, right? So feet together, knees open wide. Beautiful, guys. You all look amazing. So go ahead and just get into the cocooning. Close your eyes. Give yourself a little hug. Wrap your arms around your chest. And just pause. We're going to get into a nice, long shavasana / meditation at the end. Everybody good? Awesome. Okay, great. So really drop in. Let your head sink back. Let your heart kind of curl in towards your center. Just pull all the energy back towards your core. So Lucid, will you remind Ronnie just to kind of bring it down just a little bit for right now? Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you. Now, if you need to just wiggle to get comfortable, go ahead and wiggle it out, but then drop. It can be a little louder than that. So yeah, dropping, relaxing, enjoying the sensation of floating, but also enjoying the feeling of being completely held and surrounded, like you're back in the womb. So as infants, we're often rocked and we're often cradled, and then as adults, we completely miss out on that experience. And so the swing allows us to really get back into that nurturing, that back into the seed, that sensation of fully being enveloped. So we're going to have one full luxurious minute of hanging, of floating. So let's make that 5 long inhalations, 5 deep exhalations. We're going to do a bunch of variations from here, which is also going to feel nice, but right now, just drop. Let's close and then think of it as sinking into the center of your belonging. That pull back home to the earth, to the breath, to the heart. And most of the time, I only do cocoon at the very end of class because once you're here, you don't necessarily want to get out. So what we're going to do is we're going to make just really small, easy, breezy, simple transitions. And it's a sample, so I want you to just try it. The first thing we're going to do is extend our legs up towards the sky and slightly out in a V shape for Viparita. So your feet are going to point up, and you're going to let the feet catch the swing. It's just a little bit easier right here. Perfect. And if you want to have the arms match, you can have the arms extend up over your head and then your fingertips bang towards the floor so the shoulders feel a little bit more open. Keep your head in there. There you go. That's okay. Feel good? And then you would be like this with the arms if you want to. Beautiful. If you want to just try that variation. Sometimes the shoulders like that position. Doesn't that feel yummy? So just relax. There you go. Really nice. Feel a little better? I have some ginger too. Ginger is a nice remedy for digestive when the body starts detoxing. So get comfy. We'll stay here for 5 more breaths. So 2 hours is a long time to try earlier to play for the first time. So just know that we're going to have nice, long, slow, restorative, meditative Shavasana time as well as active time. I'm not quite ready for Shavasana, but I promise you in 30 minutes we're going to come back into the cocoon. So start to expand from here. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to explore the leg loops. So I call these the little stirrups. You're going to take your leg loops and you're going to let your feet catch them. Okay? So you can spread them out so you can have the leg loop hook from the arch of the foot and stretch it all the way to the top of the calf. Yeah, if you're wondering how to get them, yeah, you just bop it forward. You do this. Here, let me show you. You just pop it. Oh, there you go. Yep, it's not fancy. Oh, yeah. Now, sometimes when we're in Shavasana, it might feel good to extend the legs. So legs have behind. Okay. Extend it too. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
It feels good. Feels good. And then just like jump it out. Get the weight in the legs. So just want to be extended, relax as much as
Release to
possible.
the gravity.
Yeah. Release to the gravity. That's a really nice way of putting it. Good. So let's get these nice and even. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Go, relax. Good. So from the arch of the foot to the calf, just expand it. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Great. All right. Easy breezy, right? So now we do a gentle little rocking from side to side. So windshield wiper. So you push one foot down, and then you push the other foot down. Good. And the arm position can be whatever feels nice and right for you today. You can get a little crazy here. It's okay. You can get mild, or you can be in smooth jazz. I really like it when the head's supported. Do you want to put your head back in your head or no? There you go. There it is. Okay. Supporting the neck the whole time. That's great. Really nice, guys. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up from here. That's why I wanted to get the leg loops into position. So Amy, when you want to walk around a little bit and do some assisting, and I'll do my take this one. Does that sound good? Yes. All right, good. So we're just going to play AYRx Yoga Swings. Yeah, do you mind? Yeah, Amy, and then Amy will walk around. And so Amy, we're going to learn how to adjust using our kinesthetics instead of our words. We usually like to talk about it, but we're just going to be like... Yeah, so those that are getting assisted, don't be like, what? And, tell them their nice story, even though it's tempting. Try to go with the kinesthetic cues. Beautiful, guys. We come find you here. And this is going to be a really nice sequence. I'm just, again, going to show you some restorative positions. There's ways that we can use it that are a little bit more dynamic, but we'll bring the energy up and then we'll bring it back down and we'll just play around like that. Okay, so legs are extended out in front of us. So for those that have the leg loops that are from the arch of the foot to the knee, that would be ideal. So these ones are not going to come down any further, so there's one other way to make an adjustment. Can you lift your leg, Amy? So I can actually hook them onto the hand and get them a little bit lower. Very good. I can bring you down one if you want. Everybody else is looking kind of good. Good. Would you like to leg this a little lower? Here.
I'm not sure. I prefer good, right?
Yeah, when they're down lower, it's easier.
Well, what I noticed is that, I need to extend.
So let me lift up for me. Yeah. So we're gonna, there's a little trick where you can actually put them on the hand. It's the upper from the daisy chain. So let's just try that. Thank you, Amy. Doing that. Just wanted to get everybody in position for the next sequence. Alrighty. Looking good back there.
Feel good.
Feels so good. This is the way it is. So we're being serenaded for the afternoon. Building up an appetite for dinner. Okay. So I have the arches of the feet all the way extended to the calf. Just a little review. I'm going to start to let my arms blossom out. So arms come out. I'm going to reach forward towards me. Reach forward. Grab for the outer edge of the swing. So our arms are out. It's underneath the armpits. So I'm going to hold on. I'm going to come into a little bit of a back bend here. I keep leaning back, and I'm actually going to lift the hips up towards the sky. It should feel really, really good. So you're pressing down into the legs. Don't go too far. Not yet. We're just lifting. Okay? Go ahead and sink the hips down. So again, how can you come into a supported back bend and inversion? So Amy, just try to use the kinesthetic cues, please. All right, and then go ahead and sink back down. Come to sit. Good. So come all the way up, come back to sit. Reach the front, reach your arms around for the front edge. Around the outside, hug the swing. Yes, reach for the front edge.
My leg's still feeling really hot.
There you go. Thank you, good practice. So we're going to keep reaching around for the front edge. Does everybody have the front edge?
It's still in the butt.
All right.
It feels so hot. She's gonna let
Keep pulling yourself up. Let it be right underneath the bum. Thank you. So do you see that there's one more down on the daisy chain? Will you switch to that instead of the hand pull? Thank you. Okay, we're just waiting for that. So we keep pulling ourselves up, until we can let the swing gather in the mirror. And this is called floating Buddha.
Oh my goodness.
Stay here and do a little bit shoulders from side to side. Alright. So Linda, the issue is you have to reach around to the front of the swing and pull. That's what's happening. And lift your bum and slide.
Oh man, so silly.
Sit straight up and down for me. Pull. Reach up as high as you can.
Okay.
And then pull. Pull yourself higher. Thank you. Oh. Okay. It's just this little transition. A lot of people get stuck there. So maybe, okay, sure, yeah. You guys can total freestyle if you're feeling comfortable with it. And if you felt comfortable with it under your bum, you don't have to come into the floating Buddha. You can keep it extended. That would just be an easier version. You guys are doing great.
I'm just saying now.
Yeah. So there's a reason why we call it floating Buddha, right? This is where the peace happens. All right, so with the leg loops extended, this is an easier pose, and we're going to stay here for a little bit. Okay? We're going to come into a pose that's called hammock from here. So again, just pretend like you're at the ocean, sipping on a little margarita, whatever. So let's all identify our left leg. So I'm saying it backwards. So left leg, right leg is going to release. So you're going to take that leg loop off. You're going to take the right leg and you're going to let it join the left leg. Just cross it over. Beautiful. Okay. And now we have a free leg loop here, right? So you can yeah, grab my foot. You guys can just link up back there. So you can sink your hips down, or you can start to just push them up slightly, kind of coming into a plank pose. Good? All right, the second one, I'm going to put it on like a t-shirt. I'm going to put it underneath both arms. So okay if it's bunched, and then I'm going to come into chillaxing arms. Oh yeah. See if you can get it. Thank you. Beautiful, guys. It's always funny to see how people put t-shirts on. Everybody does it a little different. Okay. All right. Now, if you guys want, you can always spread the swing out a little bit more. There you go. You guys can pop a little bit. We love each other.
So pop. It's cozy.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just an elbow. We're good. Relax, Julia. Okay, good. So we're just gonna gently let the wind create a little swagger. We're not gonna do a whole lot here. Just lean back. Start to open up the heart a little bit more. Does that make sense? We're kind of arching and opening here. So keep the neck supported if you're happy. Does that feel great, Linda? Good? Found a happy place? Everybody?
Dark chocolate.
There you go. So if you want to come into a deeper expression, you can open up the arms wide, palms up towards the sky, and start to lean back a little bit more so the hips lift, and we're in a supported version. A hammock pose. If you feel comfortable, you can sway the arms out a little from side to side, stretch the side body. Not too much, just a little bit. Come into your fullest expression if you want to reach your arms up overhead. Arch and open. Beautiful. Exhale. You're going to do a little sit-up. And then hold on to the leg loop. See if you can identify the leg loop. So there's a swing and then the leg loop right in front of it. Okay. So, not yet. Just kidding. So we're going to get the leg loop on top of the shoulders and right underneath the neck. So if anybody has like neck discomfort, be really gentle about it. Get your little earring wings out of the way if you have some. And then you're going to keep holding on to the leg loop, or go ahead and try the chillaxing arms again. Elbows can be squeezing in a little bit more. Traction in the back of the neck. This is a nice stretch for the cervical spine. Again, tuck the chin into the chest to protect the neck, and if there's any discomfort, come on out. But if it feels good, drop the hips a little bit more. Get a nice stretch. See if you can find the spot that feels best for you. Just play a little bit in the space. So beyond cocoon, hammock is an all-time favorite. That looks great, guys. And then to come out of it, we're going to reach up, hold on to the leg loop, tuck the chin into the chest more, drop the hips down. All right, let's transition to the second side. Release the right leg. Go ahead and extend it. Put it on the full length of the leg loop. When we extend the leg loops, it's a little bit easier. You got it. Sink the hips down. Go ahead and release the left. Hold on to that leg loop. Cross it over. Yay, we have two legs. You can do it again. Okay, so take the leg loop off first. Okay, good. So there's a couple different positions we can do here. If you want, so for me, my knees like, not that happy. I can actually bend my knees out to the side. Okay? Keep your feet engaged. Don't lose your leg loop. Okay? So if you want to do a little variation, that's a nice variation. Otherwise, you can cross the legs. See? Don't lose the ankle. All right. Press your hips up towards the sky. Go ahead and use the extra leg loop over the shoulders, underneath the arms. It just gives a little extra support. It's worth the effort of getting it on. And then chillaxing arms, hammock second side. There's a lot of wiggling going on right now. You can always expand the swing if you want it to be a little bit wider on your back. That's okay. It's okay to keep a bunch through. That looks great, Mary. Feels good? Oh, yeah. So you can feel it when we get to the sweet spot, when we get comfortable. You want to push your hips up a little bit more, Amy? You want to push your hips up? Yeah. Is your name Amy? Like, did I get it wrong? You can also do this, Amy, if you want to try pulling it all the way down. You can get it under your bum, too, and then it'll just hold you. Yeah. Does that feel good? There you go. So lots of different variations. Just play with it. Try the one that you like the most. They're all good. It's just a different mood, different time of day. And then if you want a little bit more exploration, go ahead and expand the arms out to the sides. Stretch the side body, just gentle swaying. The more you push your hips up, the deeper the stretch. So just decide how far you want to go for today. You get to choose. Nice. And then fullest expression is arms overhead, deeper back bend. Nice. So big inhale here. Exhale, do a little sit up. Just a little one. You're going to thread. So separate the leg loop, thread it on top of the shoulders. Get it around the neck in a good position. So I like to keep my chin tucked in. That makes sure the cervical spine is safe. And then support the head. So go ahead and keep the hands around the occipital ridge. Linda, will you hold on to your head? Cross your hands. Thank you. It is a safe position for the neck, but just in case anybody has some discomfort or pain there, it gives a little extra support. And I'm pulling straight out away from the tailbone. So you're helping to traction. Imagine there being just a millimeter of space that you're creating in between the cervical vertebrae. Nice, Deborah. And then when you're ready to come out, go ahead and hold on to the leg loop with both hands. Bring it out to the side. Sink the hips straight down. Sink the hips straight down so we're sitting upright. All right, so we're going to go ahead and unthread that left leg, hook the ankle, and then if you can, push the leg loop on the right side all the way bunched up as well. Got it. So at the ankles, bunched up. This is the traditional floating Buddha. If you want to stay with the swing underneath the bum, that's an easier version. But we're going to do some hip stretches and some leg stretches now. So this is called Winchell. Everybody knows I just automatically go into some of these poses because that's how it was created. You just get in the swing, you make it up. And
This is just killing me.
just come on down if you want to take a break. This is a nice pose. It's another version of the burrito where you can have your legs up and just stay on the ground and relax. So this is called windshield wiper. You just push one foot down and then the other foot down. Linda, if you wanted to come back in and sit in the swing, you could have the swing expanded underneath your bum. If you want to look at me,
Yeah.
it would look like this. You're still going to have a little bit of pressure here though. Okay?
We're all seeing this.
Nice. Now your swing's really low. We would probably want to bring it up one for you because we brought it down for the. Will you do that, Amy, if you can reach? You're gonna have one. Yeah, there's step stools all over the place. You can grab one. Okay, so it's okay to take a break from the underarms until you get used to it by expanding the swing. If anybody wants to do that. Okay. All right. So everybody come back to neutral. Go ahead and bend the right knee in. This is called floating pigeon pose. We're going to take the hand and hold on to the leg loop. We can hold on to the foot. We can hold on to the knee. Just decide what feels good for you to get the maximum stretch. So we're dropping the hips. That looks great, everybody. Yeah, that's good too. Can you, if you stay a little bit more upright, even your neck won't pop you. Yeah, and then keep your arms wrapped around, and then you can just pull that foot in. There you go. Yeah, you can say like that. Just bring both arms in then. Bring both arms in. So bring the arms in. Yeah. There you go. And you smiled. This is good. I like that way better. You can always do these stretches in the cocoon for a more restorative version. So Julie, I want you to engage your lats. Engage your lats. That's it. Feel the difference? Now the upper body's working and the lower body's dropping and you get this tractioning in opposite direction. Beautiful. Really nice. Okay, good. So right knee bends in. Can we do the right knee? Wrap your arms around, get your arms inside. Yeah. Get your arms inside. Yeah, there you go. And now grab for your butt. Yeah, you're like, oh. There you go. That's perfect. You good? That way you can just take a break altogether from that. Okay, and then we're going to extend and change sides. Open it up, wide straddle T. You're good with your arms inside. Left knee bends. It's like wafting this delicious dinner. Like my belly's going to start growling. Okay, grab onto the foot, grab onto the knee, whatever feels good. Pull it on in. Drop the hips. Yeah, drop it. So pull the hips up to notice the difference, and then let the hips drop, but keep the arms working. Right? You get this, it's really a different isolation in the body than we're used to. And this is intense on the other arm, so this is a great option. Really nice. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and release, open up, wide straddle T. This is star. Go ahead and bring your arms out now. Star is when we just let our palms face the sky, hips stay heavy. Beautiful. 5-pointed star, right? Ah, beautiful. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the hands together in front of you, so wrap around. No? Push the hips up towards the sky and bend the elbows. So just keep holding on here like this, Linda. Yeah, thank you. I'm all about doing variations. I like the challenge. So whenever somebody has a special need, I get to learn more about the swing, so it's no problem. So exhale, sink the hips back down. That's beautiful. Go ahead and open up. Yeah, squeeze the legs together, really nice. So notice, Amy, I was saying that the one leg loop needs to go on the very end of the daisy chain instead of this, so just that's why her one leg's higher. Yeah. That's all right. When we do one side, we have to do the other. Let's try it again. Wide straddle T. So star. Go ahead and sink back. This should feel really, really good. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the hands together. Bend the elbows. Come into prayer or hold on to the swing. Press the hips up. So we're arching and we're getting into a nice big back bend, nice long line of energy. So squeeze the toes together so hands and feet are matching. And then go ahead and sit down. This is our half vinyasa flow. Okay, we're going to add on to here. And so what you're doing, Linda, is perfect for the next pose too, okay? So we're all going to go through that together. Inhale T. Exhale star. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, namaste with the hands. Exhale, reverse namaste. So you're hooking with your forearms, right? Press the hips up strongly, lean back. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, we're going to reach up and grab from the swing. Go ahead and keep letting the upper body sink down towards the ground. It takes a little bit of trust, so keep holding on to the swing. So Lucid, are you demoing back there? Yeah. So we're in ladle position. So we can either keep holding onto the swing or you can let your hands start to float down towards the ground, palms up. And then we're like a ladle, draining the energy out from the toes all the way to the fingertips. This is a big back bend inversion. So squeeze the legs together, everybody. There you go. Good ladle. We just lost our gravy otherwise. All right, really nice, guys. One more deep breath. Inhaling here. Exhaling, do a big sit-up. Go ahead and hold on to the swing with your hands. You're going to get nice and lightheaded, so nice and slow. Come up for the first free high. Some big scalp. So that's our vinyasa flow. Good job. Go ahead and sway it out a little bit. Nice. Good. So I'm going to be really gentle with my knee on this next one. Since I was climbing up and down the ladder 100 times, my knee's like, I don't know about that idea. So we're going to bend both knees. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. This is called swing bada. So it's like Baddha Konasana, right? If your leg loops are really high, you'll notice in this position. So we want to, as much as possible, push the knees out wide, and then you can let the hips come up just slightly. Really nice. So we're going to reach around and grab for our feet. You can reach for the leg loops if the feet feel too far, or go ahead and wrap your hands around the outer edge. Nice. Good. Drop your hips now. Try to pull your feet towards your third eye. You can round your back on this one. Really nice. Okay, and then we're going to hold on to the toes. You can open it up wide. Stay in happy baby, if that's good. You can hold on to the leg loops too. It's okay to bend the knees. Yeah, hold in. So let's try that one more time. Swing bada. Go ahead and wrap the outer edges of the feet, tuck in. Let gravity just stretch it back. Go ahead and transition to the toes, straighten the legs, and then open up wide, or a happy baby. Keep holding onto the leg loops. Yeah. So you can always pull that way. Is that nice? Okay, from here we're going to come into bow and arrow. We're going to bend the right knee, shoot the energy out to our left toes. Straighten both legs. Second side. Yeah, just holding that. So turn your thumbs up towards the sky, and that keeps the shoulders open, and then you pull. That's great. Bend the left knee. Bow and arrow. Beautiful. One more time. Straighten both legs. Bend the right knee. Shooting the energy out through the toes. Bend the left knee. Shoot the energy out. So open up the chest, right? Yeah. Shoulders engaged. And then release. Go ahead and shake it out. Jazz hands. Come to our last star position here. Nice deep breath. So to transition into the full chillaxin pose, we're going to bring the leg loop up to the knee crease instead of the ankle. See if you can just help the knees there. It's okay to stay seated in the swing. So she's fine. Amy, if you want to bring the leg loops up, that's great. Otherwise, you're good. This is the full chillaxin pose. Again, the way that we take pressure off the underarms until we get used to it is you can spread the swing out a little bit so it's down low. We'll punch up again, but it's nice to have a little break. And then you keep the hips heavy, let the elbows flare out wide. This is the other number one all-time favorite pose anybody can do. So in our chillaxin pose, we're dropping our hips. We want to stretch the front of the belly. So we're reversing all the congestion that happens in the body from sitting, from driving, from computer work. That looks great. So the more we drop our hips, the more we can press our upper back into the swing to flare the elbows out wide and get a nice stretch to the heart. Hard opening pose. Okay, and then the more that we push one knee down and then the other knee down, we can play with more swagger. So try getting more swagger in your swing if you want to play real big, that's okay too. Just be mindful of each other. If we keep our knees bent, we won't pop. Just notice the walls, notice the other accoutrements in the room. This is going to be our last little play sequence, and then we get back in our cocoon for a nice lunge asana. So enjoy either the dynamic or the smooth jazz. Okay? So I wanted to bring you guys through a flying butterfly sequence, which is one of my favorites. So we're going to do the half chill flow, and then we're going to open up the hips and open up the shoulders. So there's two versions we can do. One is called the high diver, and then one is the butterfly at the knees. So if it is too challenging to open up the hips really wide, then we're going to come into high diver. So don't worry, there's a version for everybody. So this is how the chill flow would look from here. So we inhale for the T. And then when we exhale for the star, we expand the arms and expand the legs, hips heavy, heart open. And then we're going to exhale, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, wrap around. That's okay too. And then you're going to push the hips up towards the sky. Go ahead and lean back. It should feel really good on the neck and shoulders. Go ahead and exhale and sit back down. We'll just do the half flow for the first one. Really good, guys. So inhale T, side one more pose. This is floating child's pose. So see if you can wrap around. There you go. So dive in. So tuck in and let your forehead rest underneath of your hands. Round the back. There's only a few poses where we round the back here. So we really stretch out through the paraspinals. And then we're going to inhale and blossom for star. So long arms, long legs. Really good, guys. Inhaling here, exhale, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, reverse namaste, get the forearm hook, press the hips up. Inhaling, reach up, grab for the swing, wiggle it down to the lower back, right? So keep weight in the upper body. Get the swing into the sweet spot, so we're going to come into a version of ladle, squeeze the legs together, go ahead and let the arms float down to the floor, swing it out, palms up if you can. So when the palms are down, we're in like a handstand position. This is straight arms with palms up towards the sky. So from the toes to the fingertips, we get a nice long line of energy. Now this is a big pose, so if it's too much, come out when you're ready. If you want to try bending the knees, you can swing the arms back and come into a bow. So in bow pose, we're going to hold onto the feet, start pressing the feet away, open up the heart, It should feel really good on the lower back. There's no pressure there. So the swing is creating the spacing. Big stretch. Another big part of it. Release the feet when you're ready. Reach up and grab for the swing and come on down to seat. So come on down because we're going to try one more pose. Linda? I mean, come on back up, not down. Yeah, we're going to come back into it. Just follow us one more time. We'll do it together. I'm going to show you how to come in and out of it. Good luck. Thanks for wishing me luck. Okay, so if anybody wants to expand the swing underneath their bum, let's try it like that. Okay? Especially you. Yeah, you can stand up in a chillaxing pose, which is really nice. Here you go. So just remember we have the camera, Liz, if you're doing fun. It's cute. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to the swing and lower down. And once we're here, we can get the top of the swing into a nice spot, reach back and grab the ankles. It's a little bit of a different bow. Go ahead and just see if you like this one better than the other one. Lots of variations. Yeah, you can reach towards the ankles without grabbing them and get just as much of a stretch. So just see what works for you. When you're ready, inhale, grab for the edge of the swing, and come on back up to sit. Woo! That's a big stretch. Okay, no talking, please. Just keep it down. All right, let's come back into, if you want to stay in the seated position, that's fine, but we're going to start to hold on to the leg loops and come forward, so if it's bunched under the arms, it's really helpful. So we're going to start trying to just do a bicep curl, really easy. Keep the hips open, nice, that looks good. Keep the hips open and just try some arm strengthening. So bring the arms forward and then reach for the leg loops. It's a little bit different if we hold on to the swing, yeah. So reach forward for the leg loops instead of the swing to your side. Yeah. These become our stabilizers and they help us pull a little more. So we can do a lot of dynamic strengthening and stretching with the swing, which I get into in the level 2, the intermediate version for the basics. We don't do a whole lot of that. Not everybody wants gigantic muscles. It is helpful to pick things up though, I have to say. All right, so we're going to sit down. We're going to squeeze the knees together. We're going to tuck in. This is a version of our floating child. And then we're going to inhale, bicep curl, open hips. Not too much. Hold on to the leg loops and not the same way. Last sequence. So I promise a nice long shavasana. Squeeze, tuck in, floating child, inhale, open. So you can see how if we keep leaning forward, ooh la la, they go in for the hips. It's okay to keep the feet on the floor. Now, we're not going to go too far. Just see if you can balance. Bring your hands in front of the leg loops. Beautiful. Yeah. It's all right. When it's the first time we do it, we're like, what is happening in my hips? It's like we've never actually, it's like a little can opener. We've never actually opened up this much. Okay, everyone sink back. I let the swing catch you. So let's try high diver. Tomorrow we'll get into the full flying butterfly. So what we do is we take the leg loops and we wiggle them up. We just lift our hips. We wiggle them all the way up to the hip crease. So they're going to be underneath the sit bones. Your feet may come down to the ground. There we go. So this is called high diver. We feel like a skydiver now, right? So we're going to have our feet forward to the front of the mat. And then we're going to lean back on a diagonal. Cool. So walk your feet to the front of the mat and then a little bit more. Otherwise you'll have a big spike. Okay, so hands are going to come to prayer. So around the swing in front of the leg loops. Yeah, see that little spot? Yes. That's why I lean back so we can see. So Amy, right between this spot here. Around the swing. Yes. Now press your arms forward and lean forward. At the same time, push the leg loops away. And now go ahead and lift your feet, bring them back. So you have to get your arms in front of the leg loops. Around the swing, go back, around the swing, and then, yes! That little spot we thread through. Yeah, it's tricky the first time. Okay, so notice that we can be like this, and then the arms are relaxed, but what happens when we engage the arms? We push our hands towards one another. So you open the chest. Beautiful. So to come into the flying butterfly, we keep our arms open at first. So this is skydiver. Lots of feet back up. That's great. And then bend the elbows, bend the knees, feet together, and we wiggle in. So we let the swing catch your elbow crease. You might want to wiggle a little bit to get it into a comfortable position. Yeah, just lean forward, hon. You got it. Beautiful. So keep pushing your hips down towards the ground, and you'll feel this amazing stretch. So the shoulders are opening, the hips are opening. Come on out anytime you need to. If you can, I call it fluttering. You can bend a little from side to side and stretch the side body in front of the psoas. Which is an amazing opener for the whole front of the spine. Beautiful, guys. Nice. Okay, so when we're ready to come out, we first land it. So straighten your legs, bring your feet back down to the ground wide, walk it to the center of the mat. Awesome. And then what you're going to do, nice and slow, is you start to pull and come up. Let the swing catch you. Lean back. Grab your leg loops and stretch them down. It's a nice massage of the other legs too. Really good, guys. Woo, we beat it. So that's pretty much the full chillaxin sequence. There'll be some lounging that we can do tomorrow, but let's just go ahead and sway it out. So we are finishing pose. See if you can get a little bit more comfortable with the back pushing into the swing to lift the heart and the hips staying heavy. Yeah. So finding that right combination of engage but relax will come in time. You guys are doing great. Okie dokie, there's a couple different ways to get back into our cocoon. Sometimes the materials get a little twisted. That happens, it's no big deal. And if it's not twisted, we can trace the edge of the front of the swing and lift our hips and pull it down. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just part of the deal. If you get a little twisted, it's okay. You can always come out. But just see if you can extend the swing from there. Good job. Now once you've extended it, make sure it's way past the bump. Way past the bump. So pull it down a little bit more. Wiggle down. Yeah. Then you can get your arms in. Oh yeah. Let it come up above the head. You got it. Just a little wiggling will get us there. Nice. So, Julie, I want you to stretch it down a little bit more towards your knees. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, just lift your hips and grab the swing on both sides. Lift your hips and pull. With your hands to the side. All right, you'll get it. And then go ahead and where we were before with the leg loops, you go ahead and extend them if you liked that position. From the arch of the foot all the way to the calf. Go ahead and get the stirrups on. Really nice. See if it feels good to roll your shoulders back and then bring your hands just gently on your lap, or go ahead and extend them overhead. So Lucid, can you have him bring it down again for like Shavasana? Oh, he can hear me.
Sometimes.
I know, it's like I couldn't see him. Thank you, Ronnie. So we're going to drop in. So we're starting to slow it way down, right? So we want to absorb all the yummy goodness from our practice. Where we were talking about releasing and letting go to make space and then opening up to receive. This is how we do it with the cocooning. So go ahead and find some nice, deep, luxurious breaths. Slow everything down. There's the great. Such a good job. First day. Enjoy. Nice, long, deep final relaxation. is relaxed, the mind is relaxed, the thoughts are relaxed, everything is relaxed. See if there's any space, any room to drop a little deeper. Maybe pick your hips up and then press them down towards the ground to find just a millimeter of space. See if you can just wiggle your shoulders from side to side one last time. Create just the perfect amount of movement to let the shoulders drop in and enjoy the hugging, the holding that the swing provides. Now it's time to go back home, dropping into the center of your core, the center of your belonging, that pull back to the center of the earth is the center of our heart. Enjoy these last couple moments of floating, of flying, of freedom. And rocking, pendulum motion, the harmonic motion is very soothing for the nervous system. It's calming and cooling for the endocrine system, and it's boosting the hormones and naturally increasing the immune system. Start to observe the breath. Just let the breath lead you as you continue to do that. Such a nice long day of practice as we land in Hawaii. The rains have come and cleansed the outer world, and we're allowing the same clearing to happen with the inner trees. Becomes transparent to the sounds and the noises. Just let it all pass through you, smoothly and easily, opening up to grace. Easy breezy. That's our mantra.
awareness back into the room. So feel your breath in your belly. Start to feel the natural flow of life force energy around, circulating to every end of your being. No need to make any movements quite yet. Just notice how the breath is moving you. And it all happens naturally and automatically. Start to feel the fullness of the breath. Start to feel the emptiness and the letting go, the expiration. Notice how much expansion and evolution has happened in just one single day. How different you are from the moment you walked in today to this moment now. And just enjoy this natural transformation that happens in every moment, with every breath. And you just set the tone and the invitation to create a little bit of a wiggle and a movement of the fingertips and toes. We're going to play the game of how slow can you go on our exit and our re-entering back into the room. It is a rebirth. It is coming out of the metamorphosis and spreading your metaphorical wings, even bigger in the world. Let yourself fly. Take note of the changes. Notice what's different, what's constant, what's eternal, what's ever changing. We can simply extend our arms over our heads. Stretch the fingertips towards the back of the room. And just gently let your upper body sway a little from side to side. Keeping the eyes closed, lips sealed, and the mind relaxed. Just gonna enjoy the limbs growing past the edges of the cocoon and exploring the air that's in the room. And start to lift the right leg up towards the sky and help the leg loop off. Extend back out again. As slow as you can go, like moving through molasses, really feeling the gentleness. And then lift left leg up towards the sky when you're ready. Slowly remove the leg loop and extend up from there. So now fingertips are moving away from the toes, and we're going to gently fishtail from side to side and rock it up. And the feet might start to prepare the landing gear. You can bend the knees, and the toes are dangling towards the floor. They may or may not touch, it's okay. We're just going to let ourselves come to neutral here. So that moment in the morning when the alarm goes off and you're just not quite ready yet to get out of bed. So we're going to snooze one more time in our half cocoon, our arms extended and our legs hanging out. I'm just going to enjoy this last moment of rest. Setting the wave of gratitude and appreciation for this space, for this time, for this place, for each other, for the swing, for everything and everyone that got us here. Just let this energy emanate out from the heart space. Just reach to the outer edges of the earth. And then we're going to gently look up towards the sky and raise our arms up towards the heavens and hold on to the sides of the swing to come to a seated position. Nice and slow. So you're still seated. Make sure the swing is under your bum. Rest your hands on your back. If you need it. So you're sitting straight up and down. You can still keep the eyes closed with that strong intentionality to hold the mantra, to hold the space that we created throughout the day. Remember your prayer, remember your intention, remember your I am, remember the seeding that's taking place for this retreat, for this refreshing time of rejuvenation together. And the swings are going to be left up, so feel free to come back and enjoy them at any given time. There's no rush. We're now going to start to prepare ourselves to fully anchor into the earth. And we have the delightful treat of dinner is waiting for us. And we're still playing the game of how slow can you go. So we're going to come out and we're just going to inhale and open up again. So praise the heavens, praise the sky. Feet should be touching down and hold on to the outer edge of the swing again. So, all right. So now we're breathing down. We were floating for quite a long time, so now we're anchoring back in, getting connected to that neural network on the earth. We can still hold the swing, let it hook with our elbows, and then either feet together or hip distance, you can start to fold. And into a gentle forward fold, let the swing slide into the elbow crease, and we're just going to sway a little from side to side. Let the head be heavy, neck is relaxed. And then we're going to end in a child's pose, so if you can release one arm at a time and come down very gentle and slow, slide your hands on the ground, and then transition onto the knees, either wide knees or feet together, balance. Let Mother Earth land it gently to let Mother Earth welcome you back. Feel the weight of gravity. Feel the strength of this force, this pull back home to the center of your belonging. Notice how it feels to release the swing. Such freedom to have a little break from gravity. And then we can enjoy the weight and the heaviness of the body. People let you rise up from that moving down. So when you're ready, go ahead and roll up to a comfortable seated position, nice and slow. Either on your heels or cross-legged or wherever you can hang out for a little bit. You made it. Jedi flight training, day one. So I just want to thank you guys for being so amazing and so incredible today, really. We have so much more goodness to come. And we are going to have a nice opening circle tonight to have like a little show and tell and a little talent show if we want or whatever, just to get to know each other and to gel. Yes, all kinds of funny things, running around, romping. Dinner's from 6 to 7, and we will talk more and share more, but I just wanted to give each person a moment to either share their favorite pose, if they remember the names, or share an experience that you had today that felt really either touching, or just, if you're happy with just a bow of like, no thank you is totally okay too. But I just wanted to give each person a moment to either share a story, a word, a pose, anything that you feel called to do. And I thought I'd wrap it around and the best if that's okay. Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Wow. I don't know. I really felt that it was really good on my hips once I got into it. I can't remember the name of the pose, but it was really beneficial. Really helpful.
Thank you. This swing is going to help you so much. I was like, yes, maybe you came today. We'll play it on. Thank you. So wow, I love that word. I was like, wow, yes, that's the word. Amy, you doing okay?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like super intense.
Intense. That's part of the deal too.
And then like the last part was good.
When it's over, it feels great. It's like romping. Julia, anything you
I
want to
had
share?
an image of a little toy, where they have the balls and the hit.
Yeah.
It keeps hitting this way. And then when the string gets all wound up,
Yeah.
if you just leave it alone, gravity and the silver ball will unwind it, and it goes back to alignment. So I felt like the muscles were like the string and the bones were like the little ball, and I was seeing the gravity, untangling all. And if we just let it go, everything lines itself up when we just embrace gravity.
Amazing.
That was fun, thank you.
Oh, so wonderful to have you. Great
I
description.
just saw this little toy. And all these beautiful silver balls.
Yep. We're going to wrap back around to you, Ronnie, too, at the end, if you don't mind, so we'll keep going this way. Terry, how you doing, hon?
Good. So, let's see, my favorite pose, I love the split pose where the legs slid up the side and really opened up. That was really cool. And I feel really good. As Jim said, I got some kind of food poisoning last night, and I was in bed all day. I didn't think I could make it. And I was pretty sick, and I was really nauseated at first, but as it went on, I couldn't believe it. I started feeling better. So that's good. I'm glad I came. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the other benefit, is for anybody who has like a cold or a flu or anything like that, because it so quickly detoxes the body, you actually can feel better really quickly, although it can be intense. I've had people come in sick and leave like that day. They're like, oh my God, I feel better already. It's like a miracle. It's the inversions in the core and all that, it just quickly cleanses the body. So thank you, Terry, for showing up. It was really amazing that you made it. Amy, anything you want to share?
Yeah, I was just watching from back here. It's cool to see everybody in the same spot. And it's like everyone's openness and willingness to be playful with it. I mean, especially like the windshield wipers. You can tell like when it clicks and everyone gets like the motion down, and then all of a sudden, oh, let me see if it can spin all the way around. And just like the giggles and everything. So it was really fun to watch that.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I had one favorite pose, but yeah, I really like the windshield wipers and playing around and just being a child on it. But I was thinking the whole time, how can I get rid of my bed and replace it with this? Is that possible? So yeah, exploring a bunch of different poses actually felt really comfortable, and that I could see myself really relaxing into. It's very nice, and I would like to have one of these.
Yeah, we'll have to get you guys to swing again. Sat outside for a while. Nice, thank you, Lonnie.
Oh, well, I've been playing around on an own gym for years, and the reason I've been playing around on an own gym for years is because they gifted my son, who is autistic with ataxic cerebral palsy, an own gym. And anyway, believe it or not, we wore that thing out, and I loved everything. And all I kept feeling was that I wanted to get my son on one of these because they're even so much more supportive, and just the everything you were showing, I'm just super inspired. Super inspired. It's like,
Yeah, I do
That-
that with
that's
a lot of
good
kids with
medicine.
special needs. Yeah, they love it. It's amazing. Even like, things like ADD and stuff, like it just completely goes away when you give them something fun to do and play on, and that feeling that on the skin, that brings
Enclosed
presence.
and
Yeah,
it's really good.
yeah. I'm pretty sure they would have diagnosed me with ADD when I was born 20 years ago. And this just solves everything. So we'll let whoever that was, I can't remember.
Deborah.
Thank you. We'll let that spot go.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you very much. For me, I felt like I got a fascial stretch like no other can really happen. And particularly bow pose is really challenging for me.
Yes.
In 3D yoga. So to be able to do it that easily was a triumph. It was like, oh,
Incredible
so
feeling, yeah.
that was really amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure. I'm just so inspired to see you guys get in the swing and your willingness and the playfulness. I created this practice to awaken the courageous inner child. So when we move from our heart space, that's out of the courage, and it's just so fun to see the relationship continue to grow. Like any relationship, it's like blah, 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 and then figuring it out, or not. You can figure it out next time. But it is just such a powerful practice when we really get into it, and all the descriptions really help me why I created it, and how I see it. But it really feels good to see each one of you get it in your own special way. So thank you for that gift. And there's so much more we're going to explore. But yeah, each day will be a little different too. So, like I said, just keep giving it a try and we'll go deeper.
I just wanted to say too, Enor was amazing.
That was like on a whole other level too. I agree. Awesome.
Yeah, we definitely went somewhere with that.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't hear you a couple times.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine.
Plug the earphone.
You're like, you can try and tell me what to do. We had this whole conversation before.
Goes to the light.
Yeah. We'll let Emer share too.
Yeah, for me it was a really fluid experience because I went from playing to photographing and like really seeing just the beauty of Leopard One's lines and the dance that it made, and then being near Ronnie, and feeling what he was adding to it, the waves, and then getting back in, and that was so nice when he invited me up. I was like, oh. And so yeah, just the whole thing, seeing and flowing with the beauty in here, just really felt dynamic and yummy. So thank you all for shining so bright. You're looking extra beautiful.
It is transformation. It's amazing. Like to really consider how different you are from when you first came this morning. It's like so quick. To day one. So I wanted to just give you a moment, Ronnie, to share any experiences from the day or anything that you observed or your contribution of music, how that felt, whatever you want to share. Just wanted to give you a moment.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful new challenge. I work visually and sonically, obviously, and so the visual was a whole new experience, especially the windshield wiper. I was like, how do you get that in rhythm? So yeah, it was fun to try to calibrate to you guys and what you're doing. And I'm used to doing that with yoga, but that's it's on the floor. It's much less three-dimensional. And so yeah, it was interesting.
Probably that translates sonically.
Exactly, it's the same vibrations, same waves.
What did you say, Mary?
So there's a fluidity to the movement that translates sonically.
Yeah.
Or there was kind of meshing going on.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a totally new experience to try to match your flow. But thank you for taking a risk.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Well, I'm not a yoga person, so I was afraid I wouldn't be able to do this, but it was very empowering. I thought, oh, okay. But just to let you know, I'm not a...
No, I agree. I was very intimidated, actually. I was like, all right.
I know. And I do my best to be like, it's okay, guys, don't worry.
But you can't until you do it.
Until you do it, especially because there's other versions, that may seem out of reach, but this is for everybody. Truly, the way I have specifically put it together. The basic training is for everyone. Intermediate's a little bit more dynamic strength, and then advanced is advanced. So, there's going to be things that, flips and tricks and all that, which I love to do, but I do this every day. What we did, this is what I do every day. This is what I love, just because it feels so good. Thank you. So happy to share space. This is our first retreat together. We've done some other things, little dabbles. But yeah, this is really great to share in the space because I was teaching before just in the afternoon and giving people the morning off because it's so much. But then we're not using the space, and so it's like, how can we do like a retreat training combination? So it's all just an experiment, and we welcome your feedback and how we can continue to make it better each time. But yeah, that was a great start today. Super happy about it.
And you're all welcome to come in the morning, so 9 to 11.
I'm excited about that too, the sound. Yeah. I'm very excited.
Great.
8 o'clock, I'll be here early.
I'm just warning you though, it's going to be a very long day if you do the morning and the training in the afternoon, so just consider that.
Well,
You're welcome.
all these guys did it.
We all did it.
Oh no, we have a training.
And went on that. And
No,
we
we were
switched
doing
to
teacher training. So we have a teacher training from 12 to 4, and half the people that are here, not in this room, but are actually here for the training. So if they did from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. straight, it's like, yeah, it's crazy tough. So I'm just going to warn you because we will be doing 6 hours of Air Yoga play straight.
Okay.
So you might want to consider, but come and try it.
Maybe the last day.
Well, we're doing restorative.
Right, yeah. All right, beauties, dinner time. That was so lovely.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.